In this video, we're going to explore the idea that we can feel emotions with different strengths. So some emotions bother us or affect us just a little bit, such that we hardly notice them, while other emotions can bother or affect us a lot, so we really notice them. But I'm going to start by asking you, if you sit still right now and concentrate on what you might be feeling, is there anything there? So start by thinking, is the emotion that you might be feeling enjoyable or unenjoyable? Then maybe think, is it a weak feeling so that you're hardly noticing it, so it's like a little background feeling, or is it really strong and really noticeable? Or maybe it's somewhere in between. And if you are feeling something, can you notice where you're feeling it inside your body and how it's affecting your thoughts and how you feel like behaving? So for example, if it's an unenjoyable emotion, it might be making you have an unhelpful thought that goes round and round in your head that bothers you a lot. Or it might make you have a sinking feeling or a fizzy agitating feeling in your tummy that bothers you. Or you might be finding it hard to concentrate, or you feel like hiding away and not wanting to be with other people. But if it's an enjoyable emotion, you might be smiling a little bit, or you might be feeling bold and confident like you could do anything. You might be thinking positive thoughts about what might happen or about something that just has happened, or you might be feeling like you want to be really kind to other people and share your enjoyable feeling. So if you've managed to work out what you're feeling, can you think of anything that's happened recently or that's happening in your life right now that might be triggering the emotion? So I made this picture just to help you start thinking about what might have triggered the emotion you're feeling. You might want to stop the video while you have a think about it. So as I said, some emotions can be really powerful and take over our body and thoughts, while others we hardly notice at all. And the interesting thing is that we have lots of different words for similar emotions. And sometimes these words give us an idea of how strong the emotion is. So let's have a look at happiness, for example. So when we think about different words that describe feeling happy, some of those words might give us the idea that we're only just a little bit happy. Others might give us the idea that we are just straightforwardly happy. And other words could be used to describe our feelings when we are really happy or over the moon. So let's have a look at some words that mean happy and decide where we would put them on this spectrum. Some words we might put on the left because they describe us when we're only a little bit happy, and other words we might put on the right because we think they describe us when we're extremely happy, and some might go in the middle. You might want to stop the video after each word while you decide where you put them. Well, this seems like a good place to start. Where would you put happy on this happiness spectrum? What about the word content? Where would you put that on this happiness spectrum? What about cheerful? Where would you put cheerful? And delighted? Where would you put delighted? I like that word. What about the word satisfied? Where would that go? What about the word ecstatic? Ecstatic. And joyful. That's a good word. Joyful. Where would you put that? And finally, pleased. Where would you put pleased on this happiness spectrum? So I had a go at putting the words on the happiness spectrum where I thought they should go. You might disagree with me and you might put some of the words in a slightly different position, which is fine. But I think of content, satisfied and pleased as being words that describe being a little bit happy or mildly happy. I think of cheerful as being similar to happy. But by the time we get to delighted, or even more so ecstatic, I think we're moving towards feeling really, really very happy. So what goes on inside us as we get more and more happy? So if I feel pleased or a little bit happy, I might feel calm. I might feel it mostly in my head. I'll smile, maybe with my mouth closed though, like that. It's a kind of a warm feeling, isn't it? Being a little bit happy, like being satisfied, like you don't need anything. As I get happier, my smile will get bigger. I'll start to feel a slight skippy feeling in my tummy maybe. And as I get really, really happy or ecstatic, my smile will be much bigger. I'll show my teeth. I might start to feel a bit more energetic, and I might even start to get butterflies in my tummy. So what I decided to do next was to add the opposite emotion to happiness onto the spectrum. So in other words, to add sadness or feeling sad. And I thought it would look like this. So the words near the centre are feelings we only notice a little bit, and the feelings at either end are the ones that we really notice, the really, really noticeable ones. Can't do this with all emotions, as not all feelings have an obvious opposite. We just happen to have a lot of words for happiness and sadness. So when I feel sad, how might this affect me? Well, if I feel a little bit sad, I tend to drop my shoulders. I might not feel like doing anything much or talking very much. I won't be smiling, and I might sigh every now and then. But if I feel really, really miserable, I might cry. I might feel like curling up into a little ball or hiding away, and it might feel to me like everything is just not worth any attention and I can't really be bothered. Another emotion that has lots of words to describe it is the emotion of anger. So anger words can have meanings that go from being just a little bit bothered to getting quite angry to the strongest version of being really, really angry, like the word furious. So let's take a look at some of these words. We have lots of words for anger because it's an emotion that we all feel, and when it's really strong, we certainly take notice of it. All of these words describe a version of anger, from feeling just a little bit angry to feeling really, really angry. So let's try and put some of these words onto a spectrum like we did for the happiness words. But this time, let's make the spectrum go up and down. So we'll have the really, really angry words at the top, moving down to the words that mean we're a bit less angry. I think of this as a sort of an anger thermometer. Where would you put the following emotions on this anger thermometer? So to make it really clear, you'd put the words that describe being really, really angry at the top of the anger thermometer near the red part, and you'd put words that mean you're only a little bit angry next to the yellow part of the thermometer. You'll need to stop the video if you're going to have time to do all of the words. I had a go at this, but before I show you my answer, I'll just say again that it's absolutely okay if you disagree with how I sorted the words. You might think some of the words sound more angry and some of them sound less angry, and that's absolutely fine. You could have a go at drawing your own thermometer and put your favourite angry words onto it. So this is where I put the anger words. You've probably noticed that there's lots of words for being really, really angry, and I think this shows that becoming really, really angry is a normal thing for humans to do every now and then. So why is it good to know lots of words for emotions? Well, the more emotion words we know, the better we become at explaining exactly how we feel. And if we get good at describing how we are feeling, this is a kind of intelligence that can really help us in our lives. So what have we learnt? Well, we've learnt that emotions can be both enjoyable and unenjoyable. We've learnt that feelings sometimes affect us just a little bit, so we hardly notice them, but other times they affect us a lot, so that we feel them strongly in our bodies and they can take over our thoughts. And we've also learnt that there's lots of different words to describe similar emotions, and some of those words sound like the emotion isn't affecting us very much, and other words could be used to describe when the emotion is really powerful and it's affecting us a lot.